That said, hey everyone, welcome to Boss Rush. We've got an action-packed episode for you today. Part video game talk show, part video game show, all awesome. I'm Jeff from inthirdperson.com, and with me is, from left to right, is Jason from downstab.com.
Hello.
Matt from Biff Band Pop.
Hello.
And making their Boss Rush debut is Kris and Rachel from Double Jump. How are you two doing?
Hello.
Yay.
Hi.
Yeah, so for those that don't know you all that well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Just a pair of sisters who we've grown up playing video games. Rachel copied me when I was a kid. I still do. And both of us greatly enjoy writing, so we decided to do a video game blog together. We recently started streaming, and yeah.
All right, cool.
Nice.
Legit.
We're glad to have you on the show. Oh, I missed that. I think everybody here has siblings as well. Jason, is your brother like big into games?
My oldest brother, not so much, but I'm the youngest, so my middle brother still actually works for Machinima. So
okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Matt, of course, we know John is super big into games.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother is also really into games, but he doesn't want to do the show. He'll come play games with me on stream, but he doesn't want to talk in this format. That's okay. Still love you, Randy. All right. All right. Before we talk about game stuff, wanted to shout out the fact that we are streaming in support of Extra Life, which is a movement of passionate gamers trying to raise awareness and funds for the Children's Miracle Network. They provide 32 million treatments for kids across 170 hospitals in Canada and the US. Last year, gamers provided $11 million. And
Nice.
yeah, let's do our part. So there's a bit.ly link. Oh, it's a tiny URL link. I forgot to change that. But tinyurl.com/inthirdperson. Donate what you can to our page. That would be truly appreciated.
Cool.
All right. Jason, how you been? What's going on?
Good. Nothing to report. Nothing new, just working like normal. Actually, there is going to be a garage sale this weekend for the whole city.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to scoop up some good games. I think maybe 2 years ago I was able to get some old Game Boy games and like GBA games. I walked to the table and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, video games, great." I'm like, "Oh, how much do you want for this one?" Because he had like a Metroid Zero Mission for Game Boy Advance, and he's like, "If you take them all, you can have them all for $1." And I was like, "Sure." So I handed him this dollar and got that plus like some other GBA games and like Wave Race. Like I think one of the Pokemons was there, so it was like a collector's dream. So I want to get more of that.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's
I was
awesome.
happy.
The last thing I bought at a garage sale was Rare Replay. I found it for $5 and I gave it to my brother because I already have a copy of it. But 30 games from Rare for $5 seemed like a pretty good deal.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Should I talk about video game stuff too, or no?
No, not yet. Video game stuff. What are you talking about?
What kind of podcast do you think this is?
Jason?
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin your setup. So no, but outside of that, that's what we're doing.
Okay.
So hopefully, I'll let you know later what happens.
Yeah. Are you okay? What is your like top 3 things you're looking to find?
That is a great question. So ever since I was collecting games, like, God, it's been over 15 years. Oh my lord. I remember, you always remember the ones you pass up too. And I made this mistake at a garage sale back in Indiana, like 10 or 12 years ago, of not buying an Atari Jaguar.
Oh,
And
no.
No, dude, it was the Jaguar, 2 controllers, I think Bruce Lee, and like something else for like $50. And I was like, $50. But no. So I'm looking for that. And then I just want I'm looking for like the basket of games that someone just doesn't want. And then they'd have something really random in there. I don't even care. Like there's so many things that, I don't know, collectors would consider like holy grails of collecting. So I don't really care what it is, but I'll know it when I see it. So
Okay.
that's what it's about. But I also like to buy stuff I already have to give to other people, like you did with your brother. So like if I see another copy of Final Fantasy like 7, if I already have it, I'll give it to my friend. I know he hasn't played it, so
Or
it's fun. See, there's a reason that was skipped on Nintendo's announcement. So yeah, no one wants that one.
Matt, how about
Yeah,
you? What's
hopefully
going on?
Not much. I went to I was at we were renting a cottage this weekend, so we were kind of away and relaxing, and yeah, that's basically it. Didn't really do a whole heck of a lot.
All right. I mean, relaxing's fun. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to get away.
it's true. Well, my friends, we did it. So my wife and I went, and then two other couple friends of ours went, and they both have young kids. And young, I mean 4 months and 14 months. So we didn't do much sleeping in, but other than that, it was good.
I could say since I think you and I are like about the same age.
Roughly,
I've definitely hit a point where some of my friends have started having kids, and it completely changes the dynamic when everyone's hanging out and one person's babysitting, or one of them's a toddler now, and so the toddler just completely takes over the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with
cool.
that.
It's just different. It's different.
Yeah.
Chris, how about you? What's up?
2 more years till you get that action.
Nothing's really up with me. I mainly just work at my day job. I'm a tax collector, so it's very exciting.
You're a what collector?
A tax collector.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. It's not that exciting.
I mean, maybe there is. There's probably people there's probably people that owe way too much money, and that could be cool, trying to shake them down, or maybe they disappear and you try and figure out where they went.
I don't do that part.
Okay.
I'm in contact with the people who do that.
She's not a bounty hunter,
so
Jen.
Chris the bounty hunter. I mean, she could be. This could just be a front.
True. I feel like tax collector is one of those jobs where that's like a superhero's alter ego. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Clark Kent could easily be a tax collector.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I mean, this might be slightly NSFW. Have you guys seen the Batman news?
With the Joker?
No. Like, there's a new Batman Batman series called like Damned, and it's part of it's part of DC's new Mature line, and they show some stuff about Batman that I don't think has been shown before in comics, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, now I have to go look at it.
Google that later. Safe search off.
Safe search off.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Always a good way to preface a search ahead.
Yeah. Rachel, by chance, have you seen the new Batman comic?
Nope.
Okay. If you haven't, what's up with you then?
What have you been doing with your life?
I'm home wrangling the animals. But no, I'm pretty much just home working all day between the video games and the writing and stuff like that. But not much is going on with me.
Okay. As for me, a couple of weeks ago, I was at the Toronto International Film Festival. We were there for 2 evenings. The first evening, we didn't have tickets to anything. We were just kind of at the red carpet trying to find celebrities. So I was across the street from Dev Patel. I got a really good look at him, which is good.
Oh, nice.
I saw the back of Steve Carell's head, so that's a thing.
Amazing.
Hey, that's more Steve Carell than I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was about 25 feet away from Timothée Chalamet from Call Me By Your Name, and there were girls that were super excited to see him. Like, there was this one girl in particular, she was on a ledge, and she started crying just from knowing that he was on the other side of this wall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine
are you
if
sure?
they,
Are you
shook hands?
from seeing Jet from this podcast?
Yeah, no, I guarantee that wasn't for me. And then in a following evening, we went to watch the movie A Million Little Pieces, which is based on the book by James.
The book, yeah.
Yeah, James Fry, about it's an autobiographical-ish book about his recovery from being a drug addict. So really, really cool stuff. And the star of the show, Aaron Taylor Johnson, was there as well. So he answered all the questions, and yeah, that was it.
That's cool.
That sounds like it was really kick-ass. All right, I'm done.
All right.
See you later. But
okay, since where were we? Oh, video games. Let's start with you, Matt. What have you been playing?
Oh God.
Oh, there it is.
So jelly.
I turn all my things inside out. By the way,
okay.
I don't know if
See, I've got like default.
Okay, yeah. So like the normal one is there, but I don't know. They always have cool art on the other side, so that's just a quirk that I have, I guess. It's great. I love it. It's kind of like Arkham Knight with web slinging.
Okay.
Yeah. Has anybody else played it?
I have.
I wish.
Oh,
I've only played the first
No,
hour
that's
of
so
it.
nice.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, Kris.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh, Kris and Rachel said something. I missed it.
No, I just said it looks really nice for PlayStation 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one we don't have. Yeah, we don't have a PlayStation 4.
Oh man.
Oh, you're missing out. Buy the SpiderMan
I
bundle.
yeah, you can get a Spider-Man bundle now. A big red
Yeah.
PlayStation with the Spider-Man logo on it.
It's
It'll look
legit.
great in any home console or any
Yes.
home entertainment. Certainly doesn't stand out at all.
Nope.
Yeah, no, it's really fun. It's like I said, the combat and everything kind of reminds me of the Arkham series. So you've got that sort of countering, and then you've got all these different things you can use. So your webs have different abilities and stuff. So you can use like shock webs and impact webbing and things like that. And so basically every fight that you go into, you can attack in a multitude of different ways, and it just makes combat really sort of interesting every time. And because in terms of the actual encounters, they're fairly repetitive, but it's interesting because you can basically tackle them different ways every time. So, but yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I only played like the first hour of it, and this is pretty much the end of my playthrough, the fight against Kingpin. And I was just starting to get a hang of the controls. Like I just gotten the feel for like uppercut the guy in the air and then follow them in the air, and I figured out how to like web the guy while he's in air and then swing him to the ground and then zip line back down, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really hope to play more of this soon because it was a lot of fun from the intro I played, but I can't really speak to it beyond that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, one of the cool things about it is, like you said, you get sort of introduced to the mechanics, but then every, whatever it is, because you level up in the game, right? So, I don't know how many levels there are, but I think right now I'm at level 21 or something. And you get used to the combat and the fighting and the controls, and then every so often they just give you something new. And then you get to try and figure out how you can incorporate that into fighting people, right? So, I mean, one of the things you get at some point is like a spider drone, and you can just throw it up in the air and it just attacks a perimeter. So you can then go fight other things while the drone flies around and attacks the area that you set it in. Yeah, it's great. It's really, really cool. And then swinging, I think it's probably the best version of like actual web swinging that I've seen in a Spider-Man game so far. It's great.
Nice.
And you actually attach to the buildings again, which is good. So every time you let a web go, it's not just hanging in midair. It actually has to attach to something. And somebody online took a picture of it, and you just took off and shot the webs out, and then took a picture of it and zoomed into where the actual web ended up, and it was actually sticking to a building.
Wow.
So
nice.
Every time you swing, it's actually sticking to a building. So yeah,
that was someone's job.
Realism.
Attachment. Yeah, person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically open world, great combat. If you liked Arkham, you'll really like this. There's a lot of sort of stealth mechanics as well. So you can attack, an entire sort of group of enemies and not even fight them. You can just, stealth take down the entire group, and it's the same thing as attacking them all head on. So you can really do things your way.
Awesome.
Legit.
I don't think I'm going to be doing much stealth. I'm terrible at stealth in any game. If they give me the option to just go guns a-blazing, then that's what I'm going to do.
So Dishonored is not your...
No, I can't play that game because just...
No, you can. You just get you do it the non-stealth way.
Yeah, you get the terrible ending at the end. There's rats everywhere. Yeah. I couldn't do it. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Matt, for Spider-Man stuff. Anything else you've been playing by chance?
No, not really.
Okay.
Spider-Man's been taking all my time.
All right, cool. Let's see what we got on the list. Kris, Rachel, what are you guys playing?
You want to go first? I've been playing The Sims 4 lately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm just waiting for all these Nintendo games to come out.
What Nintendo games are you waiting for?
Super Mario Party, Pokemon, Smash, Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Lego Harry Potter's coming out in October, I think. Mm-hmm. Everything.
It's a good time for Nintendo, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that last Nintendo Direct was pretty good.
Yeah, yes. For a random mid-year one, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like if you were a gamer who somehow missed all of the last generation, and then you're like, I'm going to buy a Switch, you just bought 3 consoles in one. So you're getting everything.
Yeah.
Really good time.
Yeah, I think there's the Atari Classics game compilation is coming to the Switch, and instead of doing 3 separate versions, which is how it is on the PS4 and Xbox One, you're just getting all 150 games on one cartridge. Yeah, so
it's got to be at least half a megabyte.
Yeah, so you're getting 148 games that have aged horribly in combat.
Yep.
Combat's still fun.
Yeah, combat's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Pong's probably on there somewhere, right? That's okay.
Yeah. I guess.
I guess.
So, Rachel, what is it about Sims 4 that has you playing it, besides the fact that you're waiting for other stuff to come out?
I just haven't played it in a really long time. Because I always feel like I should be doing something for reviews for the blog, and once we started streaming, I thought The Sims would be a good start. Something low-key and casual. Except I get frustrated with it.
Oh, I hear you. Jason, Matt, have you guys ever played The Sims at all?
I love The Sims.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I've been telling myself I'm going to download The Sims 4 because I have it on Steam, but and I keep like, oh yeah, I'll get it, and I never do. But it's on my list definitely. I've played it and I keep going back to it. So
yeah, it's addictive.
It really is.
My experience with The Sims is limited to, I think it was The Sims Social on Facebook. I played that a lot, and then I played Sims Mobile on the cell phone.
Oh,
and that was it. And it was okay. But The Sims is definitely one of Laura's favorite games. So lots of Sims 2, lots of Sims 3, Sims 4. But I couldn't tell you anything beyond that.
Has Laura ever simmed you and her's relationship in the game?
I mean, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know why though. I think Laura likes to make, like, I guess, characters that have like stories and kind of like meaning to why this person is a dad, and like the children all have like themes and stuff. So I don't think she made us yet.
Okay.
But,
so are you trying to say that you two don't have story or meaning?
Well, I mean, you see, Jet, a video game couldn't truly encapsulate our relationship, so why bother?
That's a safe answer. It's a good answer.
Bravo.
Yep.
It is. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not played The Sims since the first Sims, and it was probably the last game I played on PC before I abandoned it for good. Like PC,
Really?
not just The Sims.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You didn't even play like World of Warcraft or any of the MMOs?
No, I've never played an MMO.
Really?
Yeah.
Missing out.
No, I think I'm all right. I think I'm okay.
I don't know, it's an interesting experience.
Okay.
I agree.
Maybe I am missing out. Kris, tell me more.
Well, back in college, I took a sci-fi and fantasy class, and for a little while we played Warhammer. Like, that was the class. We went to the library. Under a folder on the computer titled Math Homework, it was the Warhammer game.
Nice.
And
Warhammer or like 40K?
The whole class played. It was interesting. It was probably one of my first MMO RPGs, aside from City of Heroes, which was fantastic to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Xbox stores.
I was heavily addicted to Warcraft at one point. It's a dark time in my life.
Yeah. See, like I loved Warcraft. Like, it was so fun, and like I didn't like fall into the ideas of like people that were, I don't know, not going out and being social. Like, I did it when I was in college.
Yeah.
So I would always go to class, and then if someone's like, "Oh, we're gonna get dinner," I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll be right there," and I would just log out and go. So it was like really nice. And then I ended up stopping, partly because I joined a service fraternity, and then also because I met Laura. But after a while, I was just done. I went back in like maybe a year later, and like the guild disbanded. So I was like, well, I guess I'm done. And then I haven't played for like eight years. So, but I still think about I had a blood elf mage who was level 70 because Burning Crusade came out. Right. And I know he's just sitting in that little plateau, staring out into space, waiting for me to click login for the past like 8 years.
That sounds so sad.
No, he's got his purple robe on and his like icy staff. I remember, dude. It was great. Yeah, he's like a loyal servant, but I'm never gonna come back.
And that's the thing; they're always there. Your characters are always there. You can just go back whenever. It's always haunting you in the background.
Yeah.
Rachel, anything else you're playing?
No, actually, not at the moment.
Okay. How about you, Kris?
Recently I just a couple of hours into Skyrim on the
Okay.
Nintendo Switch.
Oh,
It's my first time playing that.
okay.
I already died to the dragon a couple times.
As you do.
That'll happen. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. It actually kind of reminds me of Warhammer and the MMORPGs, except I don't have to deal with people asking why my character isn't dressed that much. So, no, it's been pretty fun. I love the graphics of it. Like, it reminds me of The Wild.
Yeah.
So, I'm having a good time.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, time out. Shout outs to Brandy in the chat. Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I played Skyrim when it first came out on the 360 like a billion years ago. It pretty much destroyed my life for a good couple of months. And then I played it at Fan Expo on the Switch like last year, and I played it for like 30 seconds and was like, "Yep, this is Skyrim," and then I walked away.
Yeah.
I didn't need to get sucked back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost a lot of hours to Skyrim.
Yeah, same. The first time I played it was actually on PS4, and it was great. I
Yeah.
mean, just like everyone else, I've never beat it, but it was still really fun.
I have beat Skyrim.
Really?
I've beaten it once.
You legit might be the first person I've talked to that's actually beaten Skyrim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everyone has
started
played
Skyrim.
200 hours and never beaten it.
Oh, yeah, it's very easy to do that. I've started it probably 10 times or 15 times, but I've only beaten it once.
Nice.
It's very easy to get sidetracked.
Have you joined, Chris, a guild, like one of the guilds or schools yet?
No, I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
I'm kind of just
Those
wandering
clubs,
around
yeah.
for the most part.
Oh yeah, that's the vast majority of Skyrim is like, I'm gonna walk this way today, and then you run into 800 different
Yes.
adventures.
Yeah, that's what you do.
You loot some people, you run into a dragon, and you try and run
Yeah.
away, and you don't get away in time. Like, yeah, that was my life in Skyrim, and I don't even know. Well, I watched my brother beat the game where he, I don't even remember the exact details of it, but then like. I saw credits roll, like, wait, you just beat it? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no big deal.
I didn't know that was.
You're like, I've heard of this, but I've never seen it before.
Yeah. Fabled ending.
Yeah.
Before we cut away, I'd like to point out Jet's above the chat took a Joy-Con to the knee. Very clever.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know you were.
I feel like Skyrim and Fallout are the two games where you can start them and just never finish them.
Mm. See,
Fallout
that's
is the same way.
yeah,
for me.
that's funny because I've definitely beaten every Fallout, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think I'm more invested into that world than Skyrim.
Totally.
But yeah, Jet's gone. We could talk about. Oh, he's back.
I'm still trying. The last time we had this Fallout conversation, I remembered I had a copy of Fallout, and maybe Randy still has it, and he can confirm on the chat. Fallout 3. I still can't find it here, so I hope we can find it someday. I still haven't played it.
Oh, so good.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Chris,
Wait, Jay.
Oh.
Fallout 3 or New Vegas?
What about? Oh, which one do I prefer?
Yeah.
Okay, so I.
Sorry, I'm totally derailing the
Yeah.
conversation here. I
I definitely liked Fallout 3 a lot more than I like New Vegas. But the more I think about Fallout now, I find myself thinking and remembering more of what happened in New Vegas.
yeah.
I think it had a better world overall. And I think Fallout 3 stood out more because it was the first one to do it in the action RPG sense. But New Vegas had better characters, better story, better everything else. So I think in the long run they're kind of identical. But if I had to pick one, it's like a good example would be like Ocarina of Time versus Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
They're both very similar, but you might be one way or the other. I guess I'm leaning towards 3 still, but I think New Vegas is really good.
And
Cool.
in Ocarina of Time versus Majora's Mask, there is a wrong answer. Just saying. I'm gonna leave it at that. Chris, are you playing anything else?
I've been playing a little bit of Stardew Valley on stream.
Oh, okay.
It's a game that I've had for a little while, and like Skyrim, I just
Do the
like Skyrim, I kind of just started. It seemed like a pretty chill game to play on stream. I've been having fun with it.
Okay. How? Oh, uh-oh. Oh no! Wait. Did someone hang up or get dropped? Oh, Jason did. Oh,
We didn't get dropped.
you guys are still here. Jason is not.
Yeah, we're here.
And it's completely broken the
But
link.
we don't know if that Wi-Fi sometimes.
Jason! Alright, let me see if I can try and call him back. Let's try this again.
I'm just happy it wasn't us.
With our Wi-Fi, who knows? Night is still young.
I know.
Like our heads are just kind of.
I know.
So yeah, I don't know where Jason went, but
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, you guys can continue with Stardew. Oh, wait, I think he's back.
There he is.
Jason.
Oh,
Hello, can you hear me?
there, I can hear him. Hey,
Yeah, there you are.
Hey, our internet like pooped out
Welcome
for a minute there. Yeah. I see we're still on Stardew. That's good.
Yep. They had just started Stardew,
It
and then
just
you.
kind of stopped when you disappeared.
Yeah. I was hearing you talk about Stardew, and I looked at my picture and Jet's like feed, and I'm like, I'm not moving anymore. And then all of a sudden, like Matt was like mid sentence, like a mouth open, and I was like,
Yeah,
that's actually how I talk.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
too soon. His game is doing so hot right now.
So I take it, Kris, was playing Stardew on stream like the first time you played the game?
It was technically the second time.
Okay.
I played it once, probably a while ago when it first came out.
Okay.
So.
I'm
still figuring out the controls and everything, and it probably took me about half the stream to realize that the pickaxe breaks the rocks. I was trying to figure out how you get a hammer as if it was Harvest Moon.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Have you played any other farming games before?
I usually play the Harvest Moon series.
Okay. And how, based super early Snap Judgment, how do you feel it compares to Harvest Moon?
I feel like Stardew Valley is just it's a bigger world.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I was kind of getting a little lost in it. I'll figure it out. I'm not great with directions in real life anyway. Yeah. I'll figure it out. Harvest Moon worlds are generally smaller. There's less people to befriend and everything. So we'll see how it is. I'll see if I like the bigger worlds, the bigger farm area. But I'm enjoying it.
What is your favorite Harvest Moon game?
Oh.
I really like the characters of the Sunshine Islands and the Island of Happiness, but not the controls.
Fair enough.
More Friends of Mineral Town was my first Harvest Moon and probably one of my favorites, especially in terms of simplicity.
Yeah. I remember the only one I actually played heavily was Harvest Moon 64, which might be the same characters that's in Friends of Mineral Town. I'm not sure, though.
I think it is. I've never played that one.
Yeah,
So I'm hoping, if there's a Nintendo 64 Mini, I'm hoping that's on it, so I can just try it.
You should watch one of our previous Boss Rush episodes, because we talked about that, and Harvest Moon was on my short list of games I would include. Anyways, yeah, I remember I liked that game, and the first time I wanted to play it was because it had a really, really cool looking art style. Like, it was that isometric 3D view, and it was so cool, and I just liked the idea of being able to farm, and it was so fun. And then we flash forward to 9 years ago when I met Laura, and it's one of her favorite games, and I'm like, it's meant to be. So it's great.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. Couples that farm together stay together.
On what I guess it counts as our first date. Steph was she knew I liked video games, and she had a PS1 in her dorm, and I never really played the PS1, and she was like, yeah, let's go play Crash Team Racing, and I was like, oh, you mean bootleg Mario Kart? And she got so offended by that. And we played it anyway, and she demolished me in that game. To this day, I still can't beat her in Crash Team Racing.
really?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be on your PlayStation Mini console. It's coming
Maybe
out.
it will. She said that if it is on there, she's 100% in.
Wow.
So they haven't released the whole lineup of games for that yet?
No.
Just 5. Yeah.
Well, they said it's going to include Final Fantasy VII, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably half the machine right there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm excited for that, but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
Kris, anything else you're playing?
No, just mainly those two right now.
Okay.
I mean, on Fridays, Rachel and I have been streaming a Pokemon randomizer Nuzlocke.
What
So-
is that?
It's Pokemon, but all the Pokemon encounters, whether they're wild Pokemon or trainers, are randomized. You can also randomize the items, and it's interesting. Being a Nuzlocke, once the Pokemon faint, they're dead, so you can't use them again.
Oh, okay.
So
That is
Interesting.
a really interesting challenge. I'm not really one to play, like, put my own rules on top of a game. Well, actually, no, this is not true. I cannot let anyone die in any Fire Emblem game ever.
I'm the same way.
yes.
Oh my god.
Can't do it. I will
You're
restart.
an animal if you let people die in Fire Emblem.
I don't
What?
care.
That's part of the story.
No,
No,
it's not.
You've done that though. You're like, screw it, you can die, right?
Well, I was stuck.
You were
I
stuck,
couldn't.
so you sacrifice someone.
Yeah, I just sacrificed someone. I was like, screw it, I'm done. Can't do this
But
battle again.
that's how you have like stories of heroes who had valiantly fallen in battle for your group to
I
move
don't
forward.
want those stories. I want the stories
I
of
know, we
everyone
want everyone to
live.
be happy.
Want them to be
fair
able to
enough.
tell their own stories in the tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this
Well.
might be a controversial opinion. I know that there's been a lot of debate in Fire Emblem about the traditional versus class or the casual mode where no one dies.
Casual.
I will play my first playthrough on traditional just to say I was able to beat this game without anyone dying. Then after that, I will play everything else on casual.
Yeah.
See, I enjoy the casual just because I'm very interested in the characters' stories. Like, I like getting these support conversations and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that if someone's dead.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm playing Birthright, and I put it down because I got to a point where I couldn't beat something without somebody dying. And I'm like, I'm going to figure this out. And then I just haven't played it in like 6 months. So
Oh no.
Out of sheer curiosity, is it like chapter 7 or something like that?
it's somewhere in there. I think it's higher than that. I'm actually,
Okay.
I don't know. It's further along yet.
Okay, good. There was only one point when I was playing that where I was like, God, this is freaking hard. And it was like early on in the game, and then it was pretty much smooth sailing. But yeah, and I remember looking it up and everyone's like, why is this chapter so difficult? So,
Yeah. I feel like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a sewer level or something, or some kind of watery level.
I think I know. Is it the one where like somewhat the boss person can hit you from the other side of the screen or something like that?
Yeah.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
remember that,
Yes,
yeah.
screw that level.
Yeah. And I can't do it
Yes.
without somebody dying. And I'm like, I'm going to figure this out. And then I just put it down and I never picked it back up. So it's
that
still
was your
sitting there.
solution.
They're all
I mean,
ready
to
to
be
fight.
fair, it's just Birthright. You can just let it go.
Hey,
Yeah.
that one's really good.
Uh,
All right.
Story for another day.
it's okay. It's definitely not bad.
From
But
the
I think there are better ones.
from the chat, player 2 start says, the only time I have let someone die is at the end of Conquest. I had like 5 people dead, and I let it happen because it was the last because the last level was ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
agree. It is. Fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah. So Jason, if you're gonna talk trash about Birthright, what is your favorite Fire Emblem game?
Admittedly, I have not played all of them, so I got
Oh,
that.
you fraud!
I know. See, I'm a newbie fan. I've only played since Awakening,
Yeah.
and then I went back and played part of the Dragon Stone or something. It's like the remake of the first one. But anyways, I think my favorite is excuse me, probably still Awakening. That one is rock solid all the way around.
Yes.
3DS. But that being said, I also think Fire Emblem Echoes was also very good. In a different sense, I think it had really great character development, and it was technically well done in terms of like voice acting and character, I don't know, interactions. That really stood out. So I think those two games make up the top 2 for me.
Okay. Awakening's a great game. I just wish they'd given the characters feet, but other than that, it's great. My favorite one, and I'm gonna sound like such a fraud here because I can't remember the actual name of it. It's the one on the GameCube. I could pull it off the shelf
It's
here.
Radiant Dawn or
Radiant
Path of
Dawn.
Radiance?
Path of... Oh, man.
Path of Radiance was first, and then Radiant Dawn.
Yes, Path of Radiance. The first one with Ike
Mm.
in it is my favorite one.
Do you want Little Ike or Buff Ike?
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Little Ike.
Little Ike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's Path.
I'm really excited for... Oh, there we go. Compare Through Start also says Path of Radiance. Yeah, that was my all-time favorite Fire Emblem. I love the story, love the combat. Yeah, just everything about that game was amazing.
Can't argue with that. I wish I could play it, but it costs like freaking $100 to get it nowadays. Maybe I'll find it at the garage sale. That'd be great.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Just ship him your copy. Let him play
Yeah,
it and
come
then
on,
send it
stop
back.
holding out.
We cut a deal. Send me EX3 and a bunch of other stuff. Maybe we'll...
Yeah.
I was like, EX3 is definitely not worth
Also,
it.
the
If you'd say,
Virtual
yeah, I'd be
Boy.
like,
Yeah, you got to include the Virtual Boy in the deal.
Oh wow,
Oh, yeah.
shipping on that alone.
Yeah.
All right. Jason, what are you playing?
I have 2 games, so we'll start with Destiny 2, if you have that one ready.
Yep.
It was free for PlayStation Plus users, so...
Wait,
what are you laughing at?
Now with 100% less Peter Dinklage.
Oh, yeah. So it was free, and I downloaded it. Me and a couple of my friends tried to play it, and I liked it. I'm maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours in, but we started 2 characters, and it's cool. I think it's kind of filling a little bit of a void in my life since I don't have Diablo right now or Borderlands, kind of that grindy RPG. So I can dig. Also, it has a second benefit. In one of my classes, I think it's called the Titan. I'm using the gun called the hand cannon, which is essentially a revolver, which is doubly good because it's essentially playing as McCree, but in a different game. So
Okay.
I'm dually working my Overwatch skills into this and improving that as well. But I like it. I like Destiny 2. I think it's neat. Combination of gunplay with space antics is kind of cool. I just don't know why it's only 3 people in a fire team or whatever it's called. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. And that being said, it's cool, but just got to get more into it. And I have no idea what's like happening in the story. Like I can see what's going on, but I just don't know what that means and why I should care. So hopefully that's explained.
Have any of you guys played either Destiny game at all?
No.
Nope.
I played the
It
first
looks
one.
nice. It looks pretty.
Mm. Matt, what did you
Yeah,
think of the first one?
So I played it pretty early on, like almost immediately after it was released, and it kind of felt a little bit empty, and you couldn't talk to people, and it was kind of sort of in its infancy at that point. I know they've fleshed it out and they've made it a lot better, but I haven't played any of the new instances of it, so I can't really. I can only comment on what I played, and apparently that was a sort of a shell of what it is now. So
Yeah, I've heard the same. I mean, people that I talk to now, like, swear by the game being amazing, but everyone kind of agreed in the beginning it was bare bones.
yeah,
So I think it was like when they released the Forsaken King or something like that. Like some sort of DLC came out, and then everyone's like, "Yeah, this is what it should have been," and that was like 2 years after it released. So yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I can't argue with free. So
Yeah, this
no,
is
for
true.
sure.
And
Yeah.
I when was this free? Because I feel like I should have downloaded this.
it's right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. After
Yeah,
the
you
show,
can
I'm
still
gonna have
get
to go grab that. Okay.
You should.
Yeah.
Um,
My coworker had the biggest case of Stockholm syndrome with the first Destiny. Every day we'd be talking about games, and he would just complain about how bad Destiny was, and he was still playing it nonstop. And I'm like, dude, you need to let this go. This is not healthy for you. I've
even
never
for it though. Yeah.
And it's a weird thing. Like, I've never seen it with any other game where people who like can't stop playing it are also really angry at it all the time.
There's got to be another game that's like that too. Well, there's a furry animal over there.
Yeah, Chip's yelling at us. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
She wanted to get up on the bed.
My cat was next to me. She just got up and left too.
I have a furry animal
The
too.
cat somewhere too.
Hope I don't break the stream while I get my good old friend here.
Oh.
I want that, Christian.
That's a big Snorlax.
Yeah.
Maybe for Christmas.
It's really big. It's probably the most ridiculous purchase I have made as an adult. But man, it's so comfy.
Oh my god.
Looks like it's worth it.
You bought it. I thought you were going to say
I'm
you wanted
jealous.
it at a carnival or something.
No. I spent real life money of my own money on this, even though I had rent to pay and food and electrical bills. But we got this one, so
Jet doesn't have time for foolish games. He just buys what he wants.
Plus, I mean, it doubles as a bed, so you're good to go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so Alex, you gotta go.
Man, that's
Throw. Well, anyways, outside of Destiny 2, I like to keep in my rotation of games I'm playing something that's always terrible. So I also started because of previously playing Street Fighter the movie, the game, I got encouraged to play Street Fighter EX. And so Jet mentioned he hadn't played EX3. Oh, look, there's me. Look at that. So yeah, I played Street Fighter EX3. Again, I had actually played it previously, oh god, like 10 years ago when it first came out. And I had my save on my PS3, which was really nice. So I had all the characters unlocked and everything. And I mean, it's ultimately not a bad game. It's just not really great. And it's got an interesting place in Street Fighter history. So it's developed by, I think it's Arika is the developer, and they're making that new Fighting Layer game, which is probably going to be essentially Street Fighter EX4 without Street Fighter characters. Because even in the stream I went through, there's like, oh god, maybe close to like 25 characters, and over half of them are unique to this series. Like they're only from the EX series. And it's cool. Like it's fun. It's 3D fighting, but it's still kind of in a 2D plane. Like you can kind of dodge sideways, but not, I don't know, not as much as you could in like Tekken.
I was just gonna say it looks like Tekken almost.
Yeah, it doesn't play like Tekken at all. It actually plays like Street Fighter, and it handles okay. There's some inputs that are a little funky. It's not as refined as like Street Fighter 4 or 5, but it's still fun. And I think the thing that stands out to me most about this one is that you can have like dynamic battles, they'll call them. So you'll have like 3v1, and like all 4 people are fighting at one time.
Oh, cool.
And then you also have 2-on-2 like tag battles, and you kind of share a meter. Like you have separate meters, but if someone dies, like you use their meter, and it's fun. It's just really easy. And I don't know why it is, but the game you can just roll through. Although I did just lose right there, but like you can roll through really easy. And I think there's some people that really like characters from the series. So Jet titled the video Skullomania. He's from the series, and he absolutely needs to be in the next Street Fighter update because he's amazing. But it's fun. I mean, it's a neat little side thing, and I'm glad that the company that makes it can do something else because it's actually a pretty solid fighter.
Yeah, I've been loosely following the Fighting EX Layer release because that's now out on PS4. And I think the big thing holding me back, besides the fact I've never played an EX game, is that it kind of looks bad, dude. His graphics are kind of
This game or Fighting Layer?
Fighting Layer.
See, I'm assuming if it's anything like EX, let's say it's at least as good as EX3, I feel like it's just average. Like at best, it's average. And I think it had the novelty of Street Fighter being with it, and without that, it's just going to be a little below average to average. So we'll see.
Okay. I mean, I've heard it still plays great. It just looks low budget, and
yeah,
I think graphics really matter in a fighting game. You want your characters to look cool and the environments to look cool, and that's part of why Dragon Ball is doing amazingly well, because that game looks like the cartoon. This one just doesn't look as good. But Street Fighter EX3 is something that I've always wanted to play, just as a weird anomaly in the Street Fighter series that I haven't tried yet. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's worth your time for like an hour, and then you're done. And then you're done. Yeah. If I find another copy, I'll send it your way.
Oh, thank you, Jason. And maybe
yeah.
As for me, I've got a couple of games I wanted to talk with you guys about. I finished Hollow Knight.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was. Wait, that's totally not the wrong. Okay, hold on. There it is. Okay, Hollow Knight. It's kind of like a Metroid game with Dark Souls elements in it, and going into it, I was really scared that I wouldn't be able to beat it because
Mhm.
I own almost all the Metroid games, and I've never beaten any of them because I always get lost. And the Dark Souls game I played Dark Souls and just got demolished by that game. And so thinking like a mix of those two games is just not going to work, but I was able to get through this one and I loved it. It's just this huge sprawling world and there's so much to see and explore, and there's some really cool story elements that are just kind of strewn about the world, sort of like the radio logs, but they're presented in a different way. And I never really got lost, which is weird because the mapping system in the game is like...
Yeah, there's like no map for a while.
Yeah, it's actually obtuse in the way that it doesn't give you a map at the start of the game and doesn't give you maps or portions of maps for most of it. You have to find the guy who gives you part of a map and then you have to draw the rest on yourself. But by the end of it, I was like madly in love with Hollow Knight, and it's one of my favorite games this year.
Yeah. I'm playing it on Switch too, and it's fun, but I have a very important question. Where do you get the first compass?
Oh, you buy it from the store in Dirtmouth.
Okay. I see signs saying Dirtmouth is this way. I'll have to go there.
Yeah.
Good to know. No, man, I'm playing it and I'm like, dude, where do I go? And like everything looks similar, so I'm like, oh Jesus. So like I just keep going in circles. But yeah, I need that.
Yeah, the thing with the game is if you don't buy a compass, you just get a picture of a map and it doesn't actually tell you where you are.
Yeah, exactly. So I literally have to use like clues in the world, which is great, but at the same time I'm really frustrated because I only have like 20 minutes to play, so I'd like to like advance forward.
Yeah. Definitely buy the compass as soon as you can.
Good to know.
And then the one other game I want to talk about before we go into the game show part is this little game called Blossom Tales: The Sleeping King. So it looks a lot like The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Yes.
Look at that.
It mostly plays like A Link to the Past. I was really impressed by this one. So kind of the story is there's kind of a meta story because it's a grandpa telling his two grandchildren a story about a hero princess.
Oh god. Oh god.
Sorry. And so you're playing through the story and there's elements of the story that you can actually control. So there's one particular element where you come up to a boss and then the kids have an argument of what the boss is. One says pirates, one says ninjas, and you actually get to choose which boss you fight at that moment.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
So a couple key moments like that. I love the combat in this game because there's just tons of enemies on screen and lots of bullets to dodge. It does really test your dexterity in that regard. And it's a bite-sized adventure. I beat it in about 8 hours. Pretty much.
Are you picking up corn dogs? What are those?
They're feathers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they look like corn dogs, Jet.
Yeah. You got 30 out of 20 corn dogs.
Yeah.
Very ketchup-covered corn dogs.
Yeah, I was gonna say weird red corn dogs.
Yeah.
Corn dogs
the
are
color
like
I would have picked for corn
pogos,
dogs, but...
right?
Pogos?
Yeah.
Pogos.
Pogos are a brand of corn dog. I don't know if they have those in the States. This might be a Canadian thing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think so.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. Like, if everyone said, "Yeah, pogos," like I don't know what I would have done after that. Yeah, it's like a really short A Link to the Past. You can beat it in about 8 hours, and it's like a $15 or $20 game. So if you are looking for a Zelda-like experience that you can play on the Switch really quickly, I would highly recommend Blossom Tales: The Sleeping King.
I'll have to look into that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's very cute and very fun.
I've never gotten into indie games all that much. Like I'm more into them now than ever before, really. But I'm just holding out for like an amazing Humble bundle or something to come along to get all these games.
All right. So why do you not like indie games?
You know what? Part of it is has to do with money. So I think that they're cheaper, like for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But $15-20 for a game that's over in 8 hours, like that's not bad. But that's not the greatest use of my money at the same way. Like I'd rather wait and get a better deal than that, or I'd rather spend a little bit more money and buy like SpiderMan. So like I'm in between both those things. But outside of that, I just think that most indie games that I come across are based on like 1 to maybe 2 essential gimmicks as opposed to giving me a full quality game. So an exception would be like Hollow Knight. I feel like Hollow Knight is very fleshed out and looks It looks good, it plays good, and it has a great like atmosphere to it, and the gameplay is good. So like that's a worthwhile game for me. Like I'd want to invest my time. But like this Blossom Tale looks cool, but it looks like it's just trying to be Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Mm-hmm. So like I don't want to pay $15 or $20 for a repeat, not nearly as good experience as that.
Okay, I mean,
fair enough.
You have your reasons, and that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I don't think these games are bad. It's just it's not how I want to spend my time.
Okay,
that's fair.
Yeah. To each your own.
It's a very expensive hobby, so.
Yeah, it's true.
For sure. I think at one point I was also indie game averse, and I can't remember what the game was that tipped me over the edge where I just played it and was like, this is probably better than any of the full price games I'm playing right now. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, at a certain point I just crossed that border where like it didn't really matter. A game is a game, and if it's good, then I'll play it. But I totally understand how some people still have that aversion of like indie games are some sort of lesser tier.
Mm-hmm.
It could be too that there's really no guarantee of quality, right? Like, I mean, you're going by other people's word of mouth or by reviews or whatever. But I mean, you know, when you buy something like SpiderMan, you kind of understand what you're getting. But with, you know, especially with the way, you know, things like iPhone games and all these other sort of low budget games go, some of them are awful. Some of them are really good, but you don't really have that kind of, I don't know, I guess compass to guide you. You're sort of like spend $15 on a game and you know, it could be good. It might not be, but I don't know, maybe it is that too. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's how I feel.
All right.
When you make this segment into a YouTube video, you can title it "Jason Doesn't Like Indie Games."
Send all hate mail to.
Yeah.
Kris, Rachel, do you have any sort of aversion towards indie games?
Not really. I mean, we'll try anything.
Yeah, I actually have a new appreciation for indie games now that we started reviewing for another video game blog, and I actually started contributing to a digital Nintendo magazine.
Oh, okay.
So I get a lot of review copies for indie games.
Nice.
And some of I mean, it's definitely a hit or miss, but
you get them for free.
But yeah, I get them for free, but also, you know, a lot of them, yeah, they are very, very short.
Yeah.
But some of them, they are really good.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Which one's been your favorite so far?
I don't know. I've played a lot. There have been some that, like the one I've played recently, it's called Fern's Gate, and it's an RPG, and it's really good. It's got a lot of like RPG elements to it with like extra twists and turns. But then I also played Subara City, and that's similar to like Bejeweled, but it's houses. And there was just kind of no point to it.
Yeah, that was a little strange, that one.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, hit or miss.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're making me think of maybe more on this topic. Like, I think if I'm looking at video games that I'm playing on a console, like I want to get that console experience and not an experience from a phone. Like Bejeweled is great. And like Bejeweled is a great, you know, PC game. It's a great phone game, but it's not really a great console game. So like I want to have that big experience. So like this game looks amazing, like the one that Jet's playing now. But like I want it to be Zelda, and like it's not going to be. And so maybe that's why it's a little, you know, maybe a little adverse to playing it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Jet, you've been quiet.
No,
he's just silently judging you.
Yeah, I know he is. Yeah. He's like, no longer on the show. Yeah. Turn off that camera.
No, it's okay. I mean,
look, Jason disappeared again.
Yeah. Oh, bye.
Everyone has their preferences and stuff, and I'm sure there are things about games that I absolutely hate that you would disown me for too. So it is what it is.
Go on.
Okay. Are we need to like each take a hot take here on controversial opinions?
No. No. Next time. Okay. Let me prepare some controversial.
We'll do a controversial opinion show.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this. Before we go into it, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I think Journey is trash. All right, let's move on to the game show.
Ending on that. Okay. To be fair, Jet, you said that a while ago, and I haven't played Journey yet, and I still think of that when I see the game. I'm like, Jet didn't like this game.
Oh
And, like,
no, I hate it so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I don't get it. You walk from point A to point B, and then the game is over, and that's it.
I think
I
Journey.
mean, that's essentially what you do in every game.
No,
I mean,
but
if you
like-
break down Skyrim,
No, it's there's no real conflict to it at all. You're just kind of walking across these environments, and I know some people get a more, I don't know, emotional response from the environments, and sometimes a random person will also pop up with you and they disappear because they left the game, and you're supposed to think like, oh, maybe they died along the way or whatever, but there just wasn't enough there for me. It was, you just walked, and then you walked to the top, and then you slid down, and that was it.
I think that was actually the official review.
that was one of those Metacritic reviews.
Yeah, that's right. 10 out of
Walked to the
10.
top and slid down.
10
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah.
Did a lot of walking. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. All right. You guys ready to play a game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. Let me make sure I've got all my buttons working here. We are playing a game that I call the Boss Rush Video Game Hall of Fame.
Oh god.
Okay.
Okay, the way this is going to work. On your turn, you will induct a game into the Hall of Fame. After all the rounds have been completed, we will compare our Hall of Fame to the actual World Video Game Hall of Fame, and the player with the most matching games wins.
Wow. Okay.
And
This
also,
is from any video game ever.
any video game ever. I will
Wow.
say there is a shot clock. Let me see if I can find it here now.
Shot clock.
Yep.
I mean, are they including like I don't know, like the very beginning of gaming until like 2017? Like, what are we doing?
Yes.
I'm assuming that's probably makes the most sense, right?
Yes. Okay, there's a 30-second clock on your turn. I will give you the criteria in a second. Criteria, here we go. The Strong's World Video Game Hall of Fame recognizes individual electronic games of all types, arcade, console, computer, handheld, and mobile, that have enjoyed popularity over a sustained period and have exerted influence on the video game industry or on popular culture and society in general.
Okay.
All right? So
Yeah.
we will be playing...
I'm not going to take notes or anything. I'm just going to, off the top of my head, we're going to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
The order is
What's
going to
up?
be Kris, Rachel, Jason, and Matt. And I should probably move these around a little bit because John's not here, so I can shuffle these around a little more.
John.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah, John's not. Oh, I totally forgot off the top of the show. You guys are playing for the. Oh man,
Mhm.
I have to find it. I messed up all my setup here. Where is
I'm not
it?
gonna lie. I'm most excited about this part.
I was supposed to reveal this at the beginning because the champ was supposed to be wearing the belt the whole time.
I know.
He's not here, so
But the
it's
champ didn't
okay.
show up, so
Yeah.
you know
yeah, the champ's not
He
here.
forfeited. He gave
That's
it
right.
back.
that's right.
Yeah. So
He's relinquished his title.
yeah, he has relinquished the title, and so you guys will be playing for the. Oh man, that's way too big. The Boss Rush Championship
Oh.
belt.
Not big enough, Jet. It's not
Okay.
big enough.
So we're gonna put that over here for now.
Okay.
And so the winner of the belt will get it on their icon person, and the next time they come on, if they're on the next show, they will have it by their face the whole time.
Okay.
So that is what we were playing for. All right, you guys ready?
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna tell Laura to make some new designs.
Wow. All right.
I mean, it's great. It's great. Don't worry.
All right, Kris, you're up first. Name a game and go.
Pokemon Red and Blue.
Pokemon Red and Blue. Okay. Oh man, I should have fixed this up better. Pokemon Red, Blue. Got it. Okay. Rachel, you ready? Go.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. Okay. Jason, go. Oh wait, hold on. Wait. Oh, there we go.
What?
The timer didn't reset.
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time. Okay.
Taking mine.
All right, Matt, go.
I'm gonna go with the 2-foot putt here and say Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Bros. Okay. I should have changed out my layout better. I'm doing too much scrolling here. Mario Bros. Got it. All right, Kris, back to you. What do you got?
The Sims.
The Sims.
Oh,
Good choice.
we're gonna have a fight here.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel.
Can I say Super Mario 64?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, go for that.
64. You guys are fast. I don't need the timer here. All right.
Yeah, I don't need the timer. I'm gonna go with World of Warcraft.
Jason.
Oh, it's such a good. Yeah, it's a good choice.
Okay.
Maybe just instill the timer if someone's slow.
Yeah. All right, Matt.
I'm gonna go with the classic Tetris.
Tetris.
That's a good one.
Ooh. All right. Kris.
Final Fantasy 7.
Or 8.
They said Hall of Fame, not Hall of Lame.
Ooh, shots fired.
Oh,
I personally
Oh.
haven't played them, so.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel.
Luigi's Mansion.
All right, Jason.
Man, Hall of Fame. Oh my God. How about Halo?
that's a good one.
Okay, Matt.
I'm gonna do Crash Bandicoot.
All right, Kris. One more round.
I just had one. Hang on.
Don't you dare take mine.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
I bet it's on there.
All right, Rachel.
Well, she took mine, so I'm gonna go with Mario Party 2.
Oh.
2.
Oldie but goodie.
Jason sounds disappointed. Mario Party 2 is excellent.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Super Metroid.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And Matt.
Oh, I just had one and it just left me.
Don't make him put up the timer.
I know. What was it? Damn it. Oh, Link to the Past.
Link to the
Hmm.
Past.
That's fun.
Okay. There's everybody's answers. Let's go. I'm going to move. Oh, okay. We're going to leave them here. And then I'll put a star beside each correct answer. And
Okay.
so we'll go and take a walk to the Strong Museum of Play.
Oh, wow.
And some of the games you'll see in the Hall of Fame include Doom.
Ah, Doom.
Yeah,
Doom,
this is
that's
a
a good one.
class of 2015, first ballot Hall of Famer. How
That was the
about-
first one?
Yep. Pac-Man.
Oh,
No one
Pac-Man.
mentioned Pac-Man.
Who's-
Oh,
No
I'm
one's
really feeling
played
good about
that.
Tetris now.
How about Pong?
Oh, of
I was
course.
thinking that.
Yeah, when you said Tetris, I was like, oh yeah, Pong could be on there, but
Yeah.
I just picked my favorite games.
Super Mario
Yes.
Bros.
Super
There we
Mario
go.
Bros.
Matt gets a point. All
First Blood.
right. Give him a star there. All right. How about Tetris?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, Matt's on fire right now too.
Matt. My God.
Okay. Do you guys have any sort of like? Are you guys all in agreement with the Hall of Fame's picks right now?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. In terms of influential, for sure.
All right.
Huh.
As we keep going, class 2015,
Yeah.
World of Warcraft.
Oh,
All right.
Nice.
Jason's got a point. World of Warcraft on the board. How about this little ditty? Grand Theft Auto 3.
wow.
No
Yeah.
one's played that either.
I mean, just because I did not own a PS2, I've only played about 5 minutes of Grand Theft Auto 3 on my iPhone.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked it. It's good. Yeah.
If on Biff Band Pop, if you go, one of my articles from way back in the day, I did a Grand Theft Auto retrospective for the release of GTA 5, and I looked at like every Grand Theft Auto game, and Grand Theft Auto 3 got a good treatment. I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fun. Mhm.
Yeah, I've played, I think, everything after Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto 4, the Ballad of Gay Tony, the biker one, even the one on the DS, which has the best side game in any video game ever.
That's
Chinatown Wars?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chinatown Wars with the drug dealing. Man, I
Yeah,
don't
drug
understand
deals.
why no one. This drives me nuts. And have we talked about this? Did we talk about it on the old podcast? But how?
Yes, we
yeah.
did.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I remember Jet getting infuriated at it. But
This is still copyright, patent pending, all that stuff. I wish I want to make a video game that's just that. The drug dealing part of Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, of like, buy from this drug dealer or buy from this distributor low and then sell it high to people on the street and try not to get caught along the way.
I feel like the reason that game was criminally underplayed was because everybody that owned a DS didn't play Grand Theft Auto.
No,
Yeah.
They were probably 12 years too young to play Grand Theft Auto.
Yep.
Let's be real here. But man, that mode was so good, and they've never put drug dealing in any other Grand Theft Auto since.
It's kind of funny you think about it. It's on like a Nintendo console of all places.
I know, of all the places. Anyway, how about The Legend of Zelda?
Yay!
I don't know if anyone said...
I don't think anyone picked that. Yeah.
Yeah, I see other... not. Yeah.
Oh, I said Link to the Past.
That doesn't count.
Breath of the Wild's up there.
How about Oregon Trail?
Oh, of course.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Good old dysentery.
I've never played this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
You've never played Oregon Trail?
No.
Not even in school when you were a kid?
I was gonna say
No.
you played in school.
Yeah.
I don't think I haven't played it.
Yes, you have.
How do you know? You were
Have you,
I'm sure you
Jet?
have.
You should. There's one called Oregon Trail, and it's all about zombies.
Mhm.
It's the same thing, but with zombies.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you should try it out.
I know the meme, but it doesn't really mean anything to me because I never played it. But anyway, The Sims.
Oh,
Hey.
That was supposed to be.
Let's get the point. Couple more here. Sonic the Hedgehog, anyone?
Oh.
oh of course. Yeah.
Space Invaders, another big one.
Yeah.
Donkey
Played that.
Kong.
I was gonna say
Classic.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Classic.
How about
Dude.
Halo?
Oh, there it is.
There's Jason. Okay.
So, quick side story. Like, whenever we go to the California Extreme, like the arcade convention,
Mhm.
I always play Donkey Kong. That game is still really fun.
Oh yeah.
And like Donkey Kong Jr., really fun.
It's also super hard. I'm not very
Oh,
good
yeah,
at regular Donkey Kong at all.
But when the machine is set on free play, it doesn't matter.
True too.
That's true.
Also, the world records are just shrouded in controversy right now. So
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, the whole Billy Mitchell thing. Oh, have you guys seen King of Kong?
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
such a good documentary.
Great documentary.
Hmm.
But he's he's in trouble now. Like they don't
Yeah.
believe his record.
That counts, right?
Yeah, Pokemon Red and
counts.
Green, that absolutely
Yeah,
counts.
that-
Who said...
Absolutely.
What did
No.
you say?
I said yes, that counts.
Okay.
I just feel like that
Chris
just
gets the point. Hold on, where is... Oh man, I am totally drawing... Oh, here you go. So I think Chris has 2, Jason has 2, Matt has 2. This might be a 3-way tie.
Oh, no.
Alright. I do have
You'll get in there, don't worry.
I have tiebreaker rules just in case.
Okay.
God.
Uh-oh.
Street Fighter 2?
Oh,
Oh.
man.
Oh,
Of
I
course.
thought of it too.
Jet would have picked that one.
I used to play
Yeah.
that all the time.
Oh yeah? Who was your favorite characters in Street Fighter 2?
Ask her. She was the one who played it.
Okay.
I played the girl. I forget what her name is.
Chun-Li?
Chun-Li.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I played it when I was like really young, but
Yeah?
Chun-Li's a good pick.
That's a good pick. Alright, Final Fantasy 7.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
never
she takes the lead.
You got
I
3.
love it because I accidentally borrowed/stole it from Uncle Ricky.
very well.
This class of 2018, so these are like the last few games here.
Oh, God.
John Madden Football.
Wow.
Man,
Really
this Switch
Madden
always-
over like Tecmo Bowl? Huh.
Yeah,
I guess
really,
it-
right?
Yeah. I guess though, if you're looking at what it did for gaming, I guess that's pretty big.
I guess.
I guess.
Space War.
Oh, yeah. Can't go with
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone forgets the first video game
the
ever.
very first one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is the last one, Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider. Is that it?
Winner is you, game over.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
yay.
over. Congratulations, Chris.
Chris
You,
wins.
you get the Boss Rush Championship
Yay.
belt. Do-do-do. Yay.
Good job. John's gonna be upset.
So now you have to come back to defend it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come back to defend it now.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, so give us your victory speech.
Speech.
Random guesses.
Yes, random guesses. Reading Rachel's mind.
Yes,
taking her
exactly.
answers.
All right. Well,
I panicked. I just picked my favorite games.
Pretty good.
that's all right. You still got at least one of those, right? Yeah.
No, I got
Oh no.
0.
0. Oh,
Yeah,
thought
but
sure
they're
Super
all
Mario
awesome.
64 would be on there.
I think this should be golf, and it should be lowest scores wins.
There you go.
Maybe.
We'll share it. I'll share it with you. You can touch
yeah,
it.
sure. Thanks.
You can touch it. You can hold it. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that is going to do. Oh man, I'm trying to find the. Where is it? Totally breaking the fourth wall here. There it is, the outro message. That's it. Before we go, anything you guys want to plug? Let's start with you, Jason.
Oh man. Not that I can think of. Probably just streaming a bit more. I might try to play more Destiny 2, so we'll see if I can write about that.
All
That's
right.
probably it for right now.
Okay. Matt, you?
Just playing more Spider-Man. Biff and Pop already put out a review for Spider-Man, so I don't have to review it. So it's great. I'm just playing it for fun.
Nice.
Nice.
Chris? Rachel?
We're just streaming. Our streaming schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, I play Stardew Valley. Wednesday, Rachel plays Sims 4. And on Friday, we play the Pokemon Randomizer together at X Double Jump on Twitch.
Nice.
And yeah.
All right.
Anything to add?
No.
As for me, on my website, inthirdperson.com, I've got a review for Hollow Knight, and I'll be streaming some more Spider-Man soon. At some point, I guess I gotta go back to Tomb Raider, and I guess this is all contingent on some stuff happening this week. I will be upgrading my computer, so I've got a new power supply here, and I have a new graphics card on the way. So
Which one?
It's a Asus GTX 1060. It's not the
Nice.
not the newest ones. Like, I saw the prices for those and I like almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah, they get up there.
the
Yeah.
2080s are like the cost of a mortgage. Like, whoa.
Yeah. I have a 1070 in here, and it was ridiculous, but worth every penny.
Good.
All right. All right, so that's going to do it for this episode. Oh, wait. One more thing. Before we go, wanted to give a shout out to Extra Life one more time. Make sure
Yes.
to donate to the cause, bit.ly/inthirdperson or tinyurl, same thing. And this will all culminate in the... I was trying to point to the thing. It's on the opposite side. It'll
There it
all
is.
culminate in a 24-hour gaming marathon, which is happening at my house. Come by if you like, or watch it on Twitch on this channel you're watching right now. So, hope to see you there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to do it for tonight. So, we will see you all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, there we go.